guys.
Hi.
How are you? Sanj, I can't see you. Can that be corrected?
Now can you see me?
Yes, perfect.
Okay.
Hi. Okay, so super excited to be doing this. It's so much fun doing stuff with your best friend. And thank you so much,
On
Elle,
Friendship's Day, by the
on
way.
Friendship's Day. So thank you so much, Elle, for having us. Super excited to be here for ELLE Beauty Weekender 2021. I'm Masu Meenawala. I'm a content creator and fashion influencer. And here is Sanchi. She's going to give her intro.
Hi guys. Really excited to be here. This is also my first live, by the way. I am a fashion stylist, and yeah, that's it.
Amazing. So today, of course, in Ode to ELLE Beauty Weekender 2021, we're actually going to be talking about the beauty secrets that we've learned being in the fashion industry. So, me being a content creator for the last 10 years and Sanchi being an incredible stylist in the industry, there have been so many learnings that we've had that are beauty related, but we've actually picked up from the fashion industry. And that's something that we're actually going to be chatting with all of you about today. I'm going to go first, actually. To begin, I think the first thing that for me has been a massive learning was that I was not someone, I mean, of course, you know this, Sanj, is that I'm not someone who like loved beauty or loved makeup. It took a lot for me to actually be able to like find passion in it. And I think, but I really loved fashion. But very early on, I realized that when you're putting together a look, whether it's just for yourself or it's for photos or for my blog, it doesn't come together until that beauty aspect is really there, right? It doesn't kind of fall seamlessly. Like there's no fashion without beauty. And I think
Yeah.
early on, I actually had to accept that um, to get sort of to get that fashion game right. And
Yeah.
something that I did was put in a lot of effort to actually learn more about beauty, learn more about makeup and skincare, because it was so important to what I wanted to kind of put together as the full picture. And then while I was learning more about it, I think along the way somewhere I fell in love with beauty and makeup, and I found that passion along the way. I didn't sort of love it from day one, and actually that's been my story, because I feel like fashion has played a really important role in me discovering my love for beauty. What about you, Sanj?
Yeah, I think I actually remember you telling me this very early on when you started blogging. You're like, something's not right. And then suddenly you're like, you know what? I figured it out. It was my makeup. And I feel like I heard you say that and I actually took to it. And I was like, yeah, so as much as fashion is like, okay, it has its own voice, I think beauty gives it the base and that finishing touch. You cannot have that perfect outfit or that perfect look without the right makeup. Sometimes it's just a wing liner, sometimes it's that bold lip, like it fixes it. Um, yeah, so I think I figured like with time and also just like within the fashion industry more than just like a actress or a model, that beauty played such a big role. Like even if we were doing photo shoots, it was not always like, okay, let's take a full look shot. It was always, okay, let's also do beauty shots. So yeah, so I think as important as clothes are when
Yeah.
it comes to fashion, I think the entire look is only complete with beauty.
For sure. So actually, like in the early days of my blog, I never even put any makeup on. So I would literally like after shower, I put lipstick on and then style my clothes and go down and do shoots. And I realize now how I mean that's why you don't get that finished look, right? So
Yeah.
I've realized, of course, along the way, and we've had so many other learnings as well. I think something that's really worked for me is I'm still very lazy with my makeup, and like everyone knows this. I literally do the same look like every day, and this look changes like every couple of years. So it was a winged eyeliner like 2 years ago. For like 3 years consecutively, it was just a wing liner. Like
Yeah.
that was my look, and I didn't do
But that
mascara at
became your
that point.
signature, to be fair.
Yeah, it totally did. And then I would just, depending on my mood, my wing would just get bigger or smaller.
Yeah.
That's basically like about it. But I think this was a great tip, right? Like actually being able to find my signature style and then sticking to it was great, because I was so interested in playing around with my outfits and experimenting with my style. that I wouldn't find the sort of mental bandwidth to also experiment with my makeup.
On
So
beauty, yeah.
finding a signature look that worked for me was fab, was just great. And then I went with it. And now my new signature look is like a brown, like a smudged brown eye with like
Smoky,
tons of
yeah.
mascara and definitely like some kajal at the bottom. And every time I show up, and every time I show up with this look on Instagram, everyone's like all my readers are like, oh my god, like I love this makeup. I'm like, this is the only makeup I do. Like this is the makeup
Yeah.
I show
But
up
see,
here
that's
with
the
like
thing. It looks
every day.
different. It looks different with every look. Like that's the thing. It's
Yeah.
how it both complement one another.
Yeah. But so when you're also like styling like actresses or personalities, like how do you actually decide the makeup for a look? Like, or do you decide the beauty look first or the fashion look first?
So honestly, I mean, even when we did your look right now, we figured the outfit, but we also knew what we wanted in mind for the makeup, right? Like my your signature eyeliner is what I wanted for you, and I feel like you also see what works on the person. You know, okay, this is what works. Like with me, I actually discovered like no matter how well I dress or how put together my outfit is, if I'm taking a picture and I don't have lipstick on, it just drops. I don't know what it is.
100%.
And
Yeah.
like how many times, like every time we've been out, we've been like, no wait, like I
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
made
Yeah.
sense of the fact when people used to put lipstick like randomly just before a picture, but it actually just lifts your look.
That is
um
such a
uh,
good tip. Oh my God. I mean,
yeah.
of course, I feel like I've been taking photos for so many years and I've forgotten how like integral this is. But because I know
Yeah,
that, I mean, both of us, when we're actually going out, there's so many times we don't have lipstick on.
yeah,
Uh, but in photos, it's you can't. It's
yeah,
unmissable.
yeah. And I'm also quite lazy with makeup. You know this. Half my makeup is from you and Alia. So that's that.
Yeah.
And till today, there's this one lipstick which I don't know either one of you have recommended to me, was burnt raisin. And till today, every look, that's the
Yeah.
only lipstick I use. So I feel like with makeup also, like it's like your style, right? Like find what works for you. Of course, experiment, but like let that be your base. So even if I like use burnt raisin, I'll always like play around that color, even just for me to feel better, there'll be like that tinge of that lipstick.
But I feel like,
Yeah. And
a lot of people might have a question like, is how do you find sort of your signature makeup look? Right? Like, how did you
so,
find yours?
recently, actually, all the shoots I've been doing also, suddenly with fashion and with beauty, I think less is more. And every brief has suddenly been clean skin, clean makeup. So I actually think a big part of beauty is also self-care, because taking care of your skin is just there's no shortcut to that. You just have to do that because it shows whether it's a shoot or it shows whether you're out in person. So I think your base, as far as like your skin is concerned, you should get that going for you. Of course, it's hard. I also have adult acne, but I think like the days my skin is fine and it's settled, I do try and like do that extra bit to fix it. So I'll find that concealer that works for me. And when it comes to at least my concealer, I will not play around with that. Like there's this NARS ginger one that I use, and consistently that's the only one I use. So until I find something that I feel like, okay, now my skin has become a little more uneven, or like because of acne, like then I'll like try and find a new shade. But what I find, I play with.
Okay, amazing. So I think even for me to find my signature style, I think it took a lot of time, but sort of you have to keep trying until you find the right
Yeah.
product that works for you, right? Exactly like you said. Like for me, my concealer and my foundation, I haven't changed in like 3 years. I
What
mean,
about your gingerly MAC blush?
oh my god! Like I swear by that MAC brush. Like gingerly is just I have it on right now. It's amazing. So I think definitely with beauty, I mean, we both actually doing this live together are not people who experiment too much. We
Yeah.
find what works for us. We I think we hunt a lot before we find. But once we find what works for us, we don't move. And I think we're like that with our style as well.
Yeah. And
And
I
of
feel like
course,
what works for you, I have to make sure that I have to try it to see whether it works for me. And more or less it does.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's for sure. We're very different skin tones, and still we've kind of managed to,
Yeah.
always have like similar makeup favorites. So that's amazing. What else? So some other, like, I think another learning that I've had, like obviously through doing like tons of shoots, and also just not just doing like larger editorial shoots, even just doing my own makeup. Like you said, I think that inside sort of radiance, like that
That
inner
you, yeah.
radiance is irreplaceable, right? So I think when I've
But tell
not
me
had.
something, when you're shooting versus when you're actually doing makeup, like since do you feel like there's a difference? Like, do you think you do two extra things when you're shooting versus when you're normally going out with your makeup?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. I think so when I'm shooting, I use foundation. When I'm not
Okay.
shooting, I skip the foundation altogether. So I think foundation
Okay.
and bronzer, these are two things that are definitely there when I'm shooting and are definitely not there when I'm not shooting. I
Okay.
think bronzer is so important for photographs, right? Because it gives you like, I will, if you see like a shot of my face with bronzer and without bronzer, it's amazing the kind of like sculpture it adds. um
So bronzer basically does that contouring for you.
yeah, yeah, it does the
Okay.
contouring for me. And I know, I mean, again, like there's so many things, like highlighter doesn't work for my face at all. So you
Oh,
will
really?
you
I didn't
yeah,
know that.
literally never. Like even if I'm doing the biggest event, I will, whoever's doing my makeup, I'll tell them don't use highlighter on me. Just does not suit my skin tone, and it doesn't
And
suit
how
my
did you
mom's
figure this
either.
out, bud?
It gives me, I mean, I just, for me, I feel like my makeup needs to feel good for a really long time. And obviously because I put on makeup and then I shoot for like hours, I know
Yeah.
what's looking good like 6 hours later. And I can see it in my mirror, and I hate it when my makeup is not staying well. Like there's just
Yeah.
nothing that's like worse than that feeling. And I'm not even a huge, like I don't even use primer or setting spray or anything. So I
Do you
need
think that
like,
actually helps though? Like, do you not use it because you feel like it doesn't have like its setting abilities, or you just think it's
no, I'm just lazy, right? Like we both are like that. Like I'm just lazy. I don't want to add too many products in my
yeah,
makeup and beauty kit. Like there's so many things that would actually make my makeup routine so much better.
yeah.
But I'm just like I can't be bothered. Like I remember when we went to Jaisalmer right now, and remember I was like
Hmm.
I was going crazy over that Becca primer. And I would,
Yeah, dude, by the way, that was amazing. That
yeah, it
I
was
think I bought it right
amazing.
after.
I was obsessed with it, so I would always mix that primer with my foundation and use
Yeah,
it. But I'm so done with that. I just, it's an added step, right? And I'm
yeah,
like
fair.
I'm very lazy, and I've made this decision very consciously, even with my skincare, is that I want to reduce the number of products that I use, right? Because
Yeah,
and not for any other reason. I just feel like, especially for me with my job, I'm just surrounded by so many products on like a
yeah,
minute by minute basis that it is so easy to just get sucked into applying like dozens of just products on your face all the time. I don't want to sort of opt for that lifestyle. So I
yeah.
try to I'm open to trying new things, and I will have phases. But like with that primer, that is actually incredible. I just
It
like
is.
sort of
It
out of
really
laziness
is.
and the choice of a more minimalistic routine, kind of
Yeah,
removed it, and I still go with just foundation. I don't mix it in anymore.
yeah.
Um,
But you just did do a experimental look for L'Oreal, which I was also very surprised with when you
yeah,
did
yeah,
the
the
purple
pearls,
liner, the pearls.
the pearls. Yeah, and I loved it. So I think I do a lot of makeup myself, which I think a lot of other sort of creators get their makeup done a lot. But for me, I like doing it myself because it's just out of my comfort zone. But because of that, I don't experiment enough. That's why even when we were like, you were styling my look for
Yeah,
me in Can, we were like, we can actually step outside our comfort zone today with the hair, with the
and
makeup,
figure
because I
something.
finally have
Yeah,
someone else
yeah,
sort of doing it.
yeah. But do you think with that pearl, with the pearl eyes, did you decide like your makeup first or the outfit first? Because I know you had that purple outfit, plus you had the green. So you had so many outfits going for you. How did you figure which to wear with the eyes? Did you do the eyes first or the outfit first?
So I actually decided the eyes first, the beauty look first,
Okay.
because I felt like it was such a strong look, and I really wanted to do it. I really wanted to be able to
Yeah.
experiment, and Can is like the perfect like sort of platform to
Yeah,
be able
for
to play
sure.
around and be more sort of ott with your look, and then I work backwards. But is that usually
Okay.
how it works at like at shoots that you're doing as well? What is the brief? Is it the beauty first, make fashion first?
So, I mean, like, it depends, right? Like, if I feel like we have a really strong outfit, like I loved the yellow outfit we did on you, right? So that was I focused on the outfit first and then the makeup. But then there are times where I feel like, okay, if we're doing like a casual, say a white t-shirt, blue jeans, then I feel like that gives me a canvas to play with the makeup. So it really depends on like finding the right balance. You can't do smoky eyes and bold lips, sometimes like you can't do that and then like a ruffle gown also. So it's literally just figuring what works for the look, whether whether the look means the outfit or the makeup. So it's just finding the balance with the base first.
And what if like there's a very sort of experimental dress or look, right? Like what kind of makeup do you usually go with something like that? Because I want to know for myself, because I actually wear like a lot of power
Lot of
shoulders and a lot of
experiment.
sort of
Yeah.
extra outfits.
Bold.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, so I think actually recently I did a shoot and we were doing this ruffle skirt with. So when I put on the ruffle skirt first, even with the top, I was confused. I was like, okay, what kind of a top should I do? But I put on like a bodysuit because I was like, there's so much happening, there's so much volume, anyways, that let's narrow down when it comes to the top. And with the makeup also, I think I kept it very clean. Again, I'm like I said, less is more has just been like the vibe of this pandemic. So I try and like want to keep one of the two clean. So if I'm doing bold outfits, I would do cleaner looks, but maybe like do a bold eye, like a wing
Okay.
liner, or like recently I've also been trying on myself to experiment the reverse smoky, which is I don't even know how I'm doing with it, but
Oh
that is
wow,
interesting.
I want to know about this.
You don't. There are times when we've gone out and it's just like I don't even know if it works, because also with my eyes I feel like I, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like my kajal ends up bleeding. But when I wear
Yes.
it, it's great. But suddenly, like I feel like okay, it's bleeding. So that also I had to like do the trial and error to know whether it works. So now I've just
Oh,
kept
by the way, so I
kajal
have
for
this tip
my
for you. What I do is I don't use kajal. I use like dark brown eyeshadow and a really
eyeshadow
thin, like a really thin brush. And instead of kajal,
with
I
the
just smudge
powder.
that. Yeah. But does that stay?
I don't know. I haven't tried it, but I will try it. And right now, for the way I've categorized it is every time I wear Indian, I'm going to put kajal. Every time I'm wearing Western, I'm not going to, because I cannot have it bleed if I'm wearing
Yeah.
like casual clothes.
No, but that is actually such a good tip. I've realized this with my looks as well. Whenever I'm doing Indian looks,
Yeah,
kajal just changes the whole
yeah,
outfit. That's actually such a
it
great
really
point.
Indianizes it. Yeah, there's such a like an Indian vibe to it. Like I don't know what it is. It just
Yeah.
does something.
No, for
Yeah.
sure. My mom would always tell me this, and I never listened to her because she would always say this about kajal and bindis. And I never liked
Oh
bindis
yeah.
like growing up, but she said it just does something to the outfit. And now I totally see it. I totally see that it lifts that outfit up.
I actually really like bindis on you, and I don't know if you figured this out for yourself or no, but I think when your hair is behind, a bindi actually looks even better on you.
I don't, but I think everyone needs to know that these are very like common conversations that me and Sanchi have.
Yeah.
So we have sort of realizations that, because we can see sort
For
of as
each
a third
other.
person for each other. So we'd be like, like you need to do this hair more often, or like this is
Yeah.
actually like this detail is not worked for you, because we both obviously are in the industry and we love sort of fashion so much, and putting together the entire look that it's been so um like essential, and it's been so helpful to kind of have
Yeah.
that sort of
Yeah.
second
There's
voice.
so much learning. Yeah, there's so much
Yeah.
learning. Because our style is so different, I feel like you see things that I don't see, and the other way around. So it really helps. And with makeup though, anyways, I've just follow the lead that I hear from you guys, because I feel like y'all have just experimented so much more. Yeah, like my lipstick thing, that's what you were I think you had only told me to just make sure to have always lipstick on you.
Yeah. No, so it's actually it's amazing. Is there anything else that you want to add, Sanchi?
Um, Not really. I do think we should. I want to go back to the fact that, yeah, as much as makeup is important, it does not replace skincare. Like, please hydrate yourself, even if like it means putting face packs or whatever. Your base is still your skin. That's never going to change.
Yeah,
So take care of
absolutely.
that first. and
And that's so
everything will
important for
fall
the
through.
entire look as well, right?
Yeah.
So what is like, do you have a sort of skincare routine that you do before you apply your makeup?
So the one thing that I have started doing recently is I put cucumber rose water and I freeze it in my freezer. And just before I put makeup, I apply it on my face. And I'm somebody who has like my pores are open, they're enlarged, so it just shuts it down and it just cools my face. It's the best primer that I've had so far.
Oh wow. And how do you apply it? Like with
Yeah.
cotton?
No, just so normally they say, how you shouldn't put ice straight on your face and like put it in a cloth. But this, I feel like I want the cucumber to cool my face. So I just apply it directly.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's actually
I feel
great.
like you should try that. Now that's a new thing for you to try.
I feel like honestly sitting in Belgium, if I'm gonna put anything freezing on my face, like I can't freeze
Yeah.
any.
Oh, yeah. 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 Fair, fair.
So I feel like that might be a little bit of like an upskill. But no, yeah, definitely. I think skincare is something that nothing can sort of replace.
Yeah. And you, by the way,
Um,
have such good skin. I feel like you should like jump into that of how you've managed to consistently keep it. I don't think in like 10 to 15, 20 years, however long I've known you, I've never seen, I can count how many times I've seen a pimple on your face.
yeah, touch wood. Oh my
Touch
god,
wood,
touch
touch wood,
wood.
touch wood. Yeah.
No, yeah, I know for sure. I think it's definitely it's a combination of things. I mean, I eat like a ton of fruits. I stay
Yeah.
well hydrated. I sleep really well. I
Yeah.
think for me, my skin actually just comes from sort of my daily activities and routines and like schedule because I'm very
Yeah.
sort of mentally in a place where I make sure my mental wellness is sort of
Yeah.
I don't get stressed
Yeah.
very easily. Like, so I think I don't let sort of the mental pressures get to me. And I think that's something that really,
Yeah.
really affects like skin, right? Like
Yeah.
you'll notice that whenever there's like you're going through like a difficult situation in life, you will notice that like people's skin sort of
It
tends to,
shows. It
yeah,
shows
it
on your
shows
face.
it.
Yeah.
It starts getting stressful as well. And I think for me, that's played like a really important role is that I'm good at sort of balancing that out. And I don't ever let sort of stress get to me so it doesn't impact
Get to
my
you.
body
Yeah.
and my
Yeah.
skin. Um, and I've always maintained like a super minimal skincare routine. So I've never had like a reaction to a skincare product
To
or
anything. Yeah.
yeah, to anything because I just haven't experimented enough. I literally like go to my dermat, listen, like literally use so many sort of, like chemist products like for my sunscreen or for
Yeah.
my face wash and sort of just stick to that. I love like
Yeah.
hydration cream. So that's something that I like play around with. But I have also like normal skin. So it's not super irritable.
It's not
Um,
oily. It's not, yeah.
it's not oily. And I really do believe that hydration can solve so many hydration and good sleep can solve like
Yeah. But does your skin and makeup actually change when you think you're in Belgium versus Bombay? Like,
oh my
do you do
god,
anything different?
majorly changes. It's crazy like the kind of impact that weather and pollution can have on your skin is just it's nuts, right?
Yeah.
um it's actually it's actually
But
so
because you
sad.
have normal skin, right? You don't have oily or dry skin. So I wouldn't think you had that much of a difference.
My skin just looks different. It just looks different and I feel obviously so bad to say this because it
Yeah.
obviously looks much worse when I'm in Bombay, but that's the truth.
Yeah.
Like if you see my skin here,
It's the
and
pollution.
my
Yeah.
cheeks are like naturally flushed. And
Yeah.
it's the weather, it's the lack of pollution, it's the amount of access that we actually have to just fresh air and oxygen is
Yeah. I
amazing.
guess it's sad.
That
Yeah.
changes
Yeah.
everything. And also like I think just the amount of berries that like I consume here because
Antioxidants. Yeah.
and
Oh,
I
that's the
know
best. Yeah. I
you
literally, if I
love
had
your
my way, I would make you
berries.
carry them back for
I
me. Yeah.
know, I know you love your berries. And I think like just like intake of like fresh fruit, even though I have a pretty healthy sort of lifestyle in Bombay as well, um, it's still just the pollution and the air makes so much of a difference. And we have to give that a little bit of credit. There's so much sort of pressure we put on
Yeah.
ourselves
Of
also
course.
for our skin. There is also a good percentage of it that's not in our hands. It's just the air that we're exposed to in Bombay that has its impact. Even my hair is so different in Bombay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think,
my hair for sure. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Your hair is like blow dried for 1 week when you're in Europe. It's crazy.
Literally. And it's not like oily. It's nothing. I don't know what it is. There's just like they say, there's something in the air. It really is.
I know, it's crazy.
And
Okay,
especially now in the
amazing.
monsoon,
Yeah,
the
it's really bad.
humidity is just, it takes a toll everywhere. On your makeup, on your hair, you're just bleeding humidity.
That's why I'm gonna wait for the monsoons to end and then come.
High time, high time.
Okay, awesome. This was so much fun.
This
Obviously, I
was,
mean,
yes.
it's basically talking to your best friend, but on a live. Thank you, Elle,
Yeah.
for having us. It was
Thank
really
you
good.
so much, guys. This was really fun.
Thank you. Speak soon.
Thank
Bye.
you. See you. Bye.
Bye.